Welcome back to another episode of the Scale Smart podcast. I'm your host Jacob and also the founder of NetScale Growth, the premier business development partner in tech. Today I'm here with the CEO of Riddle&Code, Jürgen Eckel. Jürgen, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for the invite.
Jürgen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on. Just to start the podcast, just tell me a little bit more about yourself, your experience and what you guys do at Riddle&Code.
Oh yeah, so I have background in computer science and cryptography, and I've been working within the security industry for a while. And after working several years for Riddle&Code, I took over the CEO role at the beginning of this year. And we are actually focusing on blockchain technology, connecting machines to the economy. And what we try to achieve is to enable markets where there haven't been a market so that new markets are enabled with our technology.
And what did your experience look like before you became the CEO of the company?
Yeah, well, it's kind of challenging, right, to develop new markets or markets that haven't been really established. And so we tried to interact and cooperate with large enterprises. And this turned out to be always a challenge, right? So we contacted the innovation laboratories of various large enterprises and hoped that our innovations developed together with them would enter their products. But unfortunately, this never happened. So it was kind of learning to focus more on cooperations with other startups, so to speak, or younger companies to actually develop within these markets and let them grow.
And Riddle&Code operates at the intersection of energy and blockchain. What would you say have been some of the biggest hurdles in scaling the company?
I think as mentioned, initially we tried to focus on the scaling factor of a B2B2C with utilities, right? This didn't work out as expected. So right now we try to bootstrap new products and let them work 1, 2, 3 times, right? And then try to scale. And we're currently in this kind of bootstrapping phase for our new series of products, and that we just pivoted at the beginning of this year.
And I think that's a big thing that companies realise early. If something's not working, then something needs to change.
Yeah, it's often a hard realization after a while, right? But I think it's the only way to overcome decisions that were wrong, obviously. And I hope, I'm pretty much optimistic that this turns out to be good right now. So we try to reconsider and focus on these things that we are best at, right? Combination of hardware and software services, and focus on energy markets at this.
And with the growing number of blockchain infrastructure startups and different energy transition platforms, how is Riddle&Code staying ahead in both tech development and also the market positioning?
It's a good question. So one big aspect for blockchain in general is decentralized physical infrastructure. And I think the lack of actual interaction with these kind of infrastructures is a pain point for those developing it, right? Because it's very abstract, it's very idealistic. And we try to engage now with equity and investors at a sweet spot and try to identify this with them together so that actual projects are funded within this domain, so to speak, right? And gets a real impact, right? For real markets, not just abstract parallel universe blockchain. That's a rug pull scheme sometimes, right? Or a HODL aspect. But right now we try to help energy communities or microgrids to get larger batteries invested into their infrastructure, right? So that they can really benefit and get early on ROI after 3-4 years. And building up this infrastructure, it's our goal, and we see demand there, and are looking forward to actually realize the tech for them, right?
Moving on to AI now, because I think it's a topic for every conversation which everyone speaks about, right? And I think it's transforming every sector. How do you see it integrating with blockchain and digital asset infrastructures?
I think for us, AI has the biggest impact for our development. So software development, actually, and also customer interaction, making not the maybe also decisions, but this is very often more machine learning because it's more deterministic, right? But generative AI becomes crucial in customer interaction sometimes to ease control, right? Or interaction with customers. And on the development side, I think it's increasing the resilience of the software and the ease of how test cases and development can be done so that it's much more secure and resilient and sound. That's how I perceive the biggest impact at this point in time for our team.
And how are you integrating AI, if you are, into the processes which you've got?
So one is the development processes, right? So we have it straightly integrated for reviews, right? And also for development for code generation, partially. And this goes through a review process. And the other hand, it's we have actually solutions to evaluate actually pattern analysis for customers to inspect how to optimize their own energy usage. That AI can help to identify those energy patterns within their consumption. And this is more or less generative AI combined with machine learning, because machine learning aspect identifies the anomalies, and the Gen AI actually helps to articulate what this is in this kind of context for the customer, and thereby can articulate, could you please do this or that to reduce your cost, or this is an anomaly. There are 3 to 4 aspects that could be the cause for that, so that this can be circumvented in the future. Mm-hmm. And this is very promising, to be honest.
Yeah. And where do you see the future of the industry headed?
That's a good question. So so development wise, I think like the cycles become quicker and shorter, which is good for customers. At the same time, the industry, I think, with all those crypto crashes and reflections, I would call it, right? It's getting more sound and more serious, and I think that's good, right? So, and I think we are just at the beginning of where these kind of technologies enter real markets without being exposed as, oh, this is a blockchain technology, but like it's a use case that makes use of blockchain, and the value benefit of using blockchain becomes more dominant than actually the claim to use it or the flag or the tag to use it.
And looking over in the future, Jürgen, with all these new things coming into place, with AI obviously being able to stand out in the market, what are some things that you're going to focus on in order to make sure you're standing out within the market and you're always staying ahead of these emerging technologies and emerging trends which are constantly coming up?
Yeah, I think customer interaction is very important to see their pain points and demands, right? And also, as we're kind of a deep tech company, it's too difficult to position each of the potential products on ourselves. So we rely a lot on partners that integrate our solutions. And I think to interact with these partners in a open way, so that both of us can benefit from new solutions or new ways on how to integrate these things, I think this is very important, where we have to add much more, where we can generate benefit from.
And over the next 6 to 12 months, Jürgen, what are some of the goals you've got for the company in terms of scaling, bringing in new clients, growing the revenue?
Yeah, I think we definitely will double, right, within next year. So as we pivoted, it's kind of not big. So we've been much more. We had a better revenue, but I think we're gonna double, and then I think do this 3-4 times in a row at least. I hope so. Then we gonna reposition ourselves on. I think this. Yeah, then we have to look again, right? So as we kind of did in this pivot, it's like we're still identifying the aspects, but I think it's going to a positive direction. But doubling and then double again will be a good way already for us right now.
Amazing. And if people wanted to reach out, Jürgen, and find out a little bit more about yourself and what you guys are currently doing, where's the best place for them to do that?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So it's riddle&code.com, right? Or you can hit me on LinkedIn, right? Jürgen Eckel from Riddle&Code.
Amazing. Well, Jürgen, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been great talking to you about your journey, what you guys are doing, and where you see the future of the industry heading. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing your expertise.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
It's been a pleasure.